question that I have been asking myself for a long time. For many people, influence has a very negative connotation as it is seen as a way to manipulate or bully others into taking the side that you want them to take. In a nutshell, influence is the interpersonal behavior that we use to have an impact on others' choices. Influence can be used to inspire, guide, or team build. On the other hand, it can be used to control, pressure, or intimidate. When you influence effectively, you increase trust and support for your priorities. When you influence ineffectively, you increase mistrust and resentment. Why does influence matter? Today's workplace is characterized by levels of change and complexity that are unprecedented. Realities such as identifying shared goals, leading complex teams, and coordinating multiple projects requires the skill to influence others in a way that has a positive and unifying impact. Whether you are leading, following, or collaborating, chances are you need to influence others to be successful. The ability to influence effectively is emerging as a key leadership skill for a new generation of leaders. There are many tools to help people understand and measure influence. They range from simple to extremely complicated. The tool that I have found to be the most straightforward is the Influence Style Indicator. Developed by Discovery Learning Incorporated, their research identified 5 distinct styles of influencing. Those styles are asserting, rationalizing, negotiating, inspiring, and bridging. Do you rely on confidence and authority to influence others? If so, then you may prefer the asserting style. People with this style advocate by debate, insisting their ideas are heard and challenging the ideas of others. They do not mind being challenged in a respectful way and use power to get resolution. An example of an asserter from history is Margaret Thatcher. People who prefer the rationalizing style advocate by offering logic and rational reasons and data. For instance, Hillary Clinton is considered to be someone with a strong rationalizing preference. She and other rationalizers are skilled at leveraging facts and expertise to persuade others. Those who are strong negotiators advocate through compromise, concessions, and trade-offs to reach outcomes that satisfy the greater interest. They will bargain to reach agreement and are willing to help someone else in exchange for their future support. Henry Kissinger is one of the most well-known negotiators in history. People with an inspiring preference will almost always pull people together toward their point of view. They advocate by encouraging others with a sense of shared purpose and exciting possibilities. Martin Luther King Jr. and similar inspirers communicate their vision for the best outcome by appealing to people's hopes and dreams. Strong bridgers advocate by connecting, building relationships, and coalitions. Abraham Lincoln was a successful influencer due to his skill for showing appreciation for others' issues and needs, and then pulling people together towards his point of view. Awareness of the influence styles and their differences can create a significant advantage in the workplace. One advantage is in knowing about the gender differences in the styles. Men show a preference for rationalizing and asserting. On the other hand, women show a preference for inspiring and bridging. Differences in the preference can create the opportunity for miscommunication and misunderstanding. For example, when a leader has an asserting preference and their direct report has a bridging preference, the greater the likelihood that the leader will interpret bridging as soft and lacking in opinion or substance. How can that miscommunication or similar situations be avoided? One way is to use power, in this case, the capacity or potential to exert influence in an effective manner. Discovery Learning defines power in 2 ways: positional power, which is influence with authority, and personal power, or influence without authority. Positional power is based on formal status, authority, control of resources, punishments, and rewards. Ineffective use of this type of power often leads to an atmosphere of fear. When used effectively, positional power builds respect through proven execution. Personal power is more ambiguous than positional power, but not any more or less important in terms of influence. Based on expertise, charisma, and personal status or credibility, personal power builds an atmosphere of confidence and trust when used effectively. Ineffective use of personal power leads to unhealthy competition and conflict. Both power and influence can have negative connotations. One key to creating a positive view of influence is by understanding the shadow side of each influence style. For instance, asserting is often considered bullying. Rationalizing can be seen as dismissive, and negotiating can be seen as haggling. How do we move from the shadow side to a positive light? When using influence, we should listen to others' opinions, show diplomacy, clarify what can be compromised, and reveal your own interest and position, and give tangible examples. How do you know if you have influence? A few ways to tell if you have influence include access to vital information, involvement in important decisions, coaching or mentoring others, and the ability to influence a change outside your role or area. The influence style indicator measures a person's strength of preference for style, not their competence or skill at influencing. Typically, a person will have one dominant style, but with a strong understanding of the other styles, they can flex their dominant style to adapt to most situations. Kenneth Blanchard stated, "The key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority." A key behavior of effective leaders is the capacity to influence those around them towards acceptance of beneficial outcomes. You can improve your effectiveness if you know when to modify your style, understand what situation your style works best in, and when it may prove ineffective.